Welcome everyone to Half History Will Travel. I am your host, the Wilder Historian, and this video adds another part to the series on the hardest men to kill in history. The focus of this video will be Japan's greatest swordsman, Miyamoto Musashi. I will also say beforehand, Japanese history is not my area of focus, so if I mispronounce the names of individuals or locations, please don't hold it against me too strongly. Also, some of Musashi's story is hard to verify, so I'll be including both folklore and historical recounting of events. Miyamoto Musashi was born in 1584 in the Harima province during the turbulent time in Japanese history when warlords were vying for control of parts of the island. His father was a samurai who trained his son in the art of kenjutsu at a very young age. His mother passed away while he was still a young boy and his father remarried, but would divorce Musashi's stepmother as his son was moving into his teenage years. Musashi would be sent to live with his uncle, who was a monk and taught Zen Buddhism and the basic skills of reading and writing. At the age of 13, a samurai from the Tojima province came to Musashi's area and posted a challenge to anyone who wanted to duel. Musashi wrote his name on the list and was informed that his challenge had been accepted. Doran, Musashi's uncle, tried to call off the duel due to the nephew's young age, but the duel would go on with Musashi using a wooden sword. The young man threw the samurai to the ground and smashed him between the eyes with the sword, killing him. At the young age of 13, he had won his first duel. On October 21, 1600, he took part in the Battle of Sekigahara, taking the side of Ishida Mitsunari and the Western Army against Tokugawa Ieyasu and the Eastern Army. His side lost, and it brought about the Tokugawa shogunate in Japan, but Musashi survived the battle unscathed. After studying, he took on one of his most famous series of duels, those with the Yoshioka clan. Musashi challenged the head of the clan to a duel and agreed to fight with wooden swords. A single blow would determine the winner. Musashi, as a part of his strategy, arrived late to the duel, irritating the clan leader. As they faced off, in a matter of seconds, Musashi crashed his sword into his opponent's shoulder, breaking his arm and knocking him off his feet. His opponent would retire from combat and become a monk. The clan leader's brother, Yoshioka Denshichiro, now becoming the leader of the clan and school, sought to restore honor to his family and challenged Musashi to a duel, this time to the death. Musashi chose his weapon as the wooden sword, and Denshichiro chose his as a staff reinforced with steel rings. The two faced off, and within seconds, Musashi landed a lethal single blow to the head of Denshichiro. With their two school and clan leaders defeated in combat, the 12-year-old Yoshioka Matashihiro was the next in line to reclaim the clan's honor. Feeling as though some plot may be afoot, Musashi arrived early to the dueling location and hid in the brush. He watched as the 12-year-old and his multiple guards arrived. The guards hid, laying in wait to kill Musashi. Musashi emerged from the brush, killed the young man, and fought off multiple guards before making his escape. Musashi's most famous duel involved another famed warrior and at the time, greatest swordsman in Japan, Sasaki Kojiro. They agreed to fight on an island. As was Musashi's strategy, he arrived late, irritating the witnesses and Kojiro, who threw his scabbard into the ocean, demonstrating that he was prepared to fight to the death. Musashi informed him that it appeared Kojiro was not confident in his abilities, that he knew he wasn't going to get to use such a fine scabbard again. Kojiro used a katana, while Musashi used a wooden sword. Kojiro attacked first, but that gave Musashi the opening he needed. He thrust his sword into Kojiro's ribs, puncturing his lung. Reportedly, Musashi felt sorrowful for killing Japan's greatest swordsman, but now he held that mantle, and would do so until his death, which would most likely be from cancer. Shortly before his death, he retired to a cave to live as a hermit and wrote the Book of the Five Rings. He would pass away in 1645 at the age of 60. Miyamoto Musashi definitely needs to be on the list of the hardest men to kill in history. He fought over 60 duels and died undefeated after multiple attacks by other swordsmen to kill the Kenjutsu master. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you learned something from the other side of the world. I know that I did, and thank you to Colin, one of my very best friends, for suggesting Musashi as a subject for this series. Thank you all again. Please consider joining the Patreon and purchasing merchandise from the Teespring store. The links are in the description below. Have a great day.
Historian, where do you roam? Historian, far, far from home. Have history will travel reads the card of a man. A professor with knowledge in the heartland. To educate the world is his mission. A professor of fortune is a man called historian. Historian.